Thanks, Dan, for joining. I believe that this year has been really hype for NFTs and obviously digital economy and everything. So, if you can explain what NFT is, there's so much question about that as this
Yeah.
technology and trend is actually accelerating in a very fast pace, and nobody can actually keep up. So, it would be great. And what you are about, and what are you involved in this market?
Thank you so much, Azam. It's my pleasure to be here with you and answering some very tricky questions from your side. Hopefully, not very tricky, so I can answer them very quickly. But basically, what are the NFTs are? NFTs is the great product. It's been on the market for 3 years. It's translated as a non-fungible token, and in simple terms, it's kind of like a basically it's a certificate of authenticity, basically proving that the item that you're purchasing is coming from the original source. Like it could be a creator of the art, or could be a singer, or could be a painter, or anyone really from the creative side of things. And when you're purchasing an NFT, it's attached to a particular art item, or it could be attached to anything really. Like we've got so many requests coming from people who are even collecting sport cars, and they want to attach NFTs to their sport cars, collectible sport cars, and they're asking questions: how can we actually attach the NFT to the sport car itself? And it could be done in a very simple term. You produce or you establish the reference number, or as we call it in the blockchain, a hashtag, and that hashtag is converted to barcode, which you attach to the car, and then you produce an NFT with the same hashtag and the reference number. And as a collector, which owns the item, you basically say to the market, "Hey, this is the NFT that is attached to my collectible car, and I'm planning to sell it." And then the person who holds that NFT, the non-fungible token, it owns my car itself. In a way, if I give my authority.
And that's
so
it's physical NFT, is that?
It's a physical NFT, but there are a lot of legal questions involved, and there are a lot of tricky parts and complexities involved, which are not easy to answer, unfortunately, because it's a very early stage right now, and there are no legal frameworks around the world to manage these particular process with the physical items. However, what we're currently seeing is a phenomenon of NFT in the digital art, and we're seeing a lot of artists out there producing amazing 3D art and pictures and paintings and a whole bunch of other stuff, and they're basically touching their art pieces to the NFTs. The NFTs can be two different types. There are two different standards, which is ERC-721, and there is an ERC-1155. The difference between them is obviously it all depends on your plans and objectives about your NFT. If you want to create an NFT that will be just unique and exclusive, you just create an ERC-721. But if you want to create 1155, it has a little bit more of a complexity involved, because you want to split the item into many pieces, or you want to multiply your items and have an auction involved to purchase the item. So that's a little bit of an interesting tokenomics behind that NFT. It's a great market, really. We see a lot of stuff happening, and I'm sure last week you saw when people sold their item for $68 million, which is kind of crazy.
And is that, I believe it was even like undervalued. I mean, the amount of years and expertise that he has put into his work, he's been an underdog, I believe. But now that he's at least, got that some of it covered for him, I'm so glad for him. But yeah, hopefully we'll see, a lot of different valuable artists coming. I mean,
yeah, absolutely,
artist works come out.
I saw people offered Elon Musk $69 million for his NFT that Elon Musk is planning to produce. I think it's a song attached to the Elon Musk's digital art or something like that. And people wants to purchase it, so he made an offer of $69 million for
So yeah, how are you involved in this field?
we've been involved in the so NFT is the part of the DeFi industry. It's the decentralized finance, and NFT is not new. It's been on the market for 3 years, and the companies like Rarible and OpenSea they've been developing these products and marketplaces for NFTs for a very, very long time. Back in 2017, we saw the first NFTs being produced, and it was great, but no one really took a notice of it, and nobody really took it seriously until now, when the whole hype started, and everyone is trying to get into this industry as quick as possible. Myself, personally, I'm the founder of one of the biggest blockchain consulting and software development companies, and we've been working on the software solutions for some customers of us to produce those marketplaces out there. I would not be able to name those customers, but because of the NDA, but yeah, we've been involved quite heavily with certain marketplaces, and we've been developing the logic behind the smart contracts, which includes the auctions, which includes the bidding part, and many other things. But right now, I'm a strategical advisor for the SpaceSwap project. SpaceSwap is founded not so long ago. It was just founded back in September 2020. The SpaceSwap.app was founded by a great friend of ours, Vladimir Nikitin, a Russian guy from St. Petersburg, and he had a great idea to create an aggregator that aggregates different DeFi services in one place, and one of those services is NFT. NFT is being in the process of being launched. I believe, as far as he told me, that it's going to be launched in a week. And what makes it different is its exclusive approach towards the artists, because as we all know, artists in general, they're very picky when it comes to their public attention, when it comes to the masses adoption. So like when you create something and you put your soul into it, you've been painting the picture for a couple of years, you've got a certain history behind that picture, you want to express your feeling as comprehensively as possible. And unfortunately, what we see now is many NFT marketplaces like Rarible and OpenSea and the others, they do not allow people to describe their work as much as they want. They limit the number of symbols in the description. They limit the scalability of art. So, like, unfortunately, the size of art you can upload is limited in certain places up to 100 megabytes, but some places increase it substantially now. And unfortunately, nobody really tells us about the artists themselves. Like, I would love to know I would love to know the art and the history behind that art, and I would love to know more about the person who produced that art. Because for me, as a collector and as a developer, I'm not just buying because I like the picture, but I just want to know a little bit more about the way that artist, thought about that art, that there is a particular history or his personal life aspects being involved in that painting. And when I purchase it, I know exactly, hey, this guy went through the tough times. He produced this beautiful piece art, and he's made it incredible. And he worked on it 2 years, and he's a famous artist from France, for example. And we can see a lot of different articles proving it, and there are verification links that he's a famous artist in France. And that sort of information is really useful for collectors. Nobody on the market does it right now, unfortunately. And the NFT STARS, the SpaceSwap NFT platform, is actually doing this thing. They're allowing people and artists and singers and other people to express themselves freely and describe about their biography, about their personal feelings, attach as many links as they want, show us what they actually want to achieve through this sale, not just sell it and here we go, you collect it, we don't care. Because some authors and some artists, they actually want to give that art to someone who values it instead of just speculating on the market and resell it for a premium. So yeah, it's more of a customized platform in a way. It's not a big difference in terms of the technical aspect. I mean, the technical aspect is similar. Auctions and bids and everything is similar as other platforms on the market, but it's more about approach towards people
Right.
that actually has more appreciation to their work instead of just giving them a small piece of space.
Well, it's quite fascinating that how it's kind of like going to be a free market. So the free market is going to decide on the value of the art itself rather than, kind of like the lobbying or hiring, a management that can actually, it's just like the access, right? Before artists had to spend so much money on agents, managements, and even like record labels to do that for them. And now it's platform, which is, doing everything for them. I believe one of the major issues with the artists is that, or the other platforms out there, is it's kind of like a self-served platform. So artists have to go sign up. They have to mint their own token. It's just like so much involved. Plus that they have to also create the art. So as I understand, your platform is doing everything in that regard,
Yes.
just helping the artist understand everything in terms of the legal terms, in terms of the engineering and technical part of that, and also helping them to more publicize that. Is that what you guys are
That's
doing
right.
at SpaceSwap?
So the SpaceSwap platform is a little bit more selective. Once it will be launched, there will be a lucky first 5 of a lucky people who basically will get everything for free. Maybe 10 of them actually. It all depends on the CEO. But after that, there will be a very strict selective process in a way of certain methodology behind the selection. So as we see, for example, in Rarible, there are a lot of just speculators, people that didn't even spend an hour to produce an art. They just made some bullshit. Sorry for my French, but that's just the way it is. They made a little frog eating an ice cream and selling it for 5 Ethereum. I don't consider it to be an art, because when the person is spending less than 24 hours to produce a particular digital art and just want to sell it for a big dollar, it doesn't make him an artist. Doesn't make him an artist. Like, he doesn't have any history behind that art. He doesn't even think about that art much, because he just wants to take an advantage of the industry. He wants to take advantage of that speculative fear of missing out among people who are personally buying this art right now and spending money. And that's what basically makes this industry very tough right now, because those artists that actually spend a lot of time, they want to be acknowledged. They want to be appreciated by the community out there. And they actually want to be selected in a way. Like, when you're walking into the museum, you don't see spontaneous works on the walls. You see a very strict selective process involved in the museum that selects the best of the best from the entire industry. And there are a lot of people who want to be there, but there are only few who are able to get in. With the SpaceSwap platform, it works in a similar manner. We appreciate the amount of time people spend on their art and producing these beautiful, amazing pieces of music and digital art and physical paintings. And we actually want to allow these people to be exclusive in a way, exclusive, that they can post the information, they can tell the world about themselves, they can get as many NFTs as they want. And we will do it for them. Yes, absolutely. So if you, let's say, you're a very good artist, and you come to the SpaceSwap and you've got 20 pictures that you want to attach to the NFT tokens, and you've got a very clear idea as to how much you want to sell it for example, and what's your strategy, you just come to us. Basically, we ask you quite a few questions. Tell us about yourself. Basically, give us some links to verify that you're at least known by certain people, and you've done some work back, like a few years ago or a year ago. So, like, at least you haven't just started yesterday, but
Just having a legacy,
you've done some.
basically.
Yes, exactly right. Legacy is the right word to use. And yeah, and once you get approved, once you get verified, we are more than happily will take your works and your bio and your profile picture. We'll customize your page. We'll do it ourselves. Nobody's going to ask you for a penny. You will just give us all the information we need. We will place it on the website. We'll place your NFT works. They will be very selectively chosen. There will be a special part for every single NFT with beautiful description behind it, which you produce yourself. And the NFTs are produced by us. So we pay for the gas, we pay for the production of those NFTs. We basically pay for everything, including the legal cost if someone is planning to, rob you off and copy your NFT, just copy, paste, and then produce their own NFT on their other platform. We'll try to search for those tricky people and try to penalize them as well, because we've got direct connections to the other marketplaces as well. So we know the founders. We can contact those founders and say, hey, that person is being tricky and dodgy. He copied someone else's work. We have to penalize him, and we have to block that account, which recently happened, to be honest, with one of the artists. As you know, there was a person who just copied art from the there was a Thai lady in Thailand. She was producing beautiful art, but what he did, he just copied and he sold it on the one of the marketplaces, and he made quite a few bucks out of it, to be honest, until the marketplace found out that he's actually copying someone else's work, and they blocked his account.
So exactly, how do they can verify the fake ones or the stolen ones from the original ones?
Well, unfortunately, that's the very complex process to go through to verify who is the original owner of that art. The reason why that particular Thai lady was so pissed off is because she's very active in the digital space, and she found out that there is a certain person who just copied her work and placed it in the marketplace. But unfortunately, there are many authors out there that don't even know that their art being used on a certain marketplace and being sold to people. And that's going to be a very common problem in the future, because until people will get educated and acknowledged about the NFTs and how it works, many people will lose the rights of their own work. But then what they will find about this work, and this work will be resold already 50 times to the different people on the secondary market.
Well, this is amazing that you guys are also active in that arena, because it's one of the concerns of the artists. So this is great. It's perfect. Thanks, Dan. Is there anything that we need to hear from you? And we will be looking forward to the launch of the SpaceSwap NFT.
Basically, the NFT STARS platform, which is a part of the SpaceSwap DeFi network, it's just going to be the first version, which will be launched in a week. A very simple but very nicely established version. After that, there will be much more of a complexity involved. The technical team behind the SpaceSwap engineers will start producing some very amazing technologies behind those features on the SpaceSwap NFT STARS, and definitely will upload new things that you will see eventually in a month or two. And the NFT STARS marketplace will try to become the leader in the NFT space, at least, or get a particular appreciation from certain authors that actually want to have some sort of exclusivity instead of being a drop in the ocean on the places like Rarible, where people would not really know much about you. So thank you, Azam.
Indeed. Thank you so much. Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that platform and launch.
Excellent.
And thanks again.